All right, here we go. Going on another one of our little outings. We got Mr. Doan with us here. We are heading into Skiatook Lake, where we are going to canoe and kayak out to Armadillo Island. And hopefully we will get there and be able to set up camp before the sun goes down. It's always more convenient to get your tent set up in the daytime. But no matter what, we will survive. Anyway, we'll take you along with this. It'll be fun. Well, it doesn't look like we're gonna make it before dark. I don't know. We'll find out. If you look over there, you might be able to see the campfire somewhere over there. Yeah, you can kind of see the campfire. It's very peaceful out here. It's very calm. The water and the wind have chilled out. It's really nice. It's a little cool, but not cold. Couldn't ask for better.
I don't know. You could say, oh, this guy with a gun is dangerous. Or you could say, oh, this guy with this money is dangerous. You know? I mean, shit.
Give a guy, yeah. Give a guy a gun, he can rob a bank. Give him a bank, he can rob the world.
Yeah. Three Stooges where they got the cat in the back, and I'm just on the Iranian guys cut into it. The hot dog, the cat squalls. Remember that one?
No. But I mean, I'm thinking that I need to look this up.
You guys need to watch more Three Stooges.
We are the Three Stooges.
All I remember is half of my childhood. I laid on the ground and I was like, whoop, 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 whoop. Like, what is that? Curly and was in her going round and
curly
around.
Shuffle.
Doing the curly shuffle.
I used to be able to do that. And the thing where he stands up and slides backwards.
Goes backwards, yeah.
Oh, I think that's the curly shuffle.
Yeah, that
I
is.
thought that was Michael Jackson.
I don't know. He didn't do it as good as Curly.
He didn't go whoop, whoop, whoop.
You gotta have the sound effect.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying now, yeah.
Oh, nice guy, ain't it? Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah.
I need to load up and go.
The conversation is digressed.
That was being recorded. Oh my God.
That was recorded, yeah. So, I don't know if any of you guys noticed, but so I stumbled upon this YouTube channel, and I think it's I don't remember. I posted it on there, and it's this lady who is supposedly like a medium or something.
This lady you sent me.
Yeah, I knew you weren't on Facebook, so I went ahead and I emailed it to you. But so this lady is supposedly like clairvoyant or whatever, but she
like the witch in the Bible.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
And but anyway, she supposedly is talking using mind speak or whatever with Sasquatches. Now, you say what you want to say, but I found it to be interesting. I watched a couple of them. I posted one of them for you guys to watch if you wanted to watch it. But it's stretching what your average Joe will latch onto. But she's supposedly she's using energy or something. I don't understand everything. But she's also using, I notice, dowsing rods, and she's using those to talk. But she was talking to this Sasquatch, and basically she's doing like a question and answer session. So if you email her a question, she will ask the Sasquatch I think the Sasquatch's name is Anku or something, and which is kind of a cool name. But I like Optimus Prime better.
I've been to his gas station.
Have you? Yeah, me too. Yeah. But anyway, so one of the questions that she asked him on behalf of one of the listeners was, "What is the deal with the tree knocks? What do the tree knocks mean?" And so this Sasquatch tells her what the knocks mean. So supposedly, one knock means it's like announcing your presence or saying "I'm here." So if you just do one big knock, that's just like telling everybody that you're here. And and if you do two knocks, which is kind of a response, it's kind of like acknowledging that you know that they're there. Or they might do two knocks back saying, "We acknowledge that you are there." Kind of weird. But supposedly, three knocks, and by the way, I don't know if you guys think this, but that whole acknowledging and saying that you're here, it kind of reminds me of how cowboys used to walk up to a camp at night and holler in, "Hello in the camp," and then they'd tell who is out there, and they'd tell themselves, it's like protocol or whatever. So anyway, so the three knocks, which is what we were doing the other night out at Canton, the three knocks supposedly means...
Come tear my head off.
Yeah, well, kinda, actually. It means, according to her, it means something along the lines of, are you open to interaction? Or, I don't know what, an encounter or whatnot.
It's like an invitation.
It's like an invitation. Come on down. Now, I don't know what really is involved. I mean, are you offering to swap them something or gift them something, or are you asking them to come in and sit by the campfire and drink a beer? I don't know, but anyway, so it's an invitation to interact, I guess. And I guess four knocks is no. It's like, no, we do not want to have anything to do with you, or perhaps even, she said, it could even be a warning to stay away from me, get out of here, or whatnot. But I don't know. I usually consider myself to be a decent judge of character. And I was watching this lady's body language and stuff, and she seemed to be fairly sincere. But if there is anything to this mind speak stuff, maybe she can tap into it. I don't know. I try to be open-minded because, I've been on the other end of people not being open-minded, and it's not good. Let's check out that steak. How's it looking?
Well, in
That
the
looks good.
open-minded thing, I've really expanded a lot lately.
You have.
Yeah, I mean, from different, probably from a different aspect.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it biblical,
Yeah.
actually exploring the parts of the Bible that are typically verboten or off limits. And I think that, we all should open our minds to different things. I mean, there's obviously things that are totally bullshit, but other things that we just, sometimes when we don't know it, we discount it, right?
Well, it's easier that way.
It is that way.
It's human nature.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I've ever told you, but I have this theory that the Tower of Babel, when the Lord messed up their speech,
Yeah.
I've often thought that maybe prior to that, humans were partially telepathic, and they didn't actually speak with their mouths. Maybe they were just speaking, and maybe when God took away their speech or garbled up their speech, maybe he just took that ability away from them. And maybe that is an ability that some people might still possess today, and maybe it can be used over long distances. I don't know.
Well, I mean, and there are parts of the Bible that are supernatural.
Oh, yeah.
As you're going through. It's like, well, okay, well, we'll just throw that part out.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go back to the 25 sermons a year that most
The liturgy.
evangelical
If
churches teach.
If it's not in the liturgy, you don't need to know it.
Well, now, wait a minute. There were sons of God that came to earth and bred with women. And we there were things that have happened there that, okay, we can say that it didn't happen and throw the Bible out, or we can believe the Bible and say, you know, things did happen and we don't understand them. So,
Yeah.
Well, it's like, I don't believe in ghosts. Well, it's in there.
It is.
The Witch of Endor, you mentioned it.
yeah.
Yeah, Luke and I were talking about that on the way down here.
Conjured,
I believe in ghosts.
who was it she conjured up and got to come in and talk to Saul?
Samuel.
Who?
Samuel.
Samuel.
And he was not
Conjured
happy.
Samuel. I mean, he's like, leave me the hell alone.
Yeah, and what's interesting, we read the witch's reaction. She's like, oh crap, it actually worked.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's I'm under penalty of death for doing this, but he is the king, you know.
Yeah. Well, and Saul died.
Didn't Samuel say that Saul was going to die because he did that, or?
I don't recall that part, but
No, I don't believe
he
that's
wasn't
the reason.
he wasn't very happy to see Saul. I know that.
It's
Well,
like, didn't I just get rid of you?
I thought I'd never have to hear from you again.
Oh. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. Our world is really big and our minds, I think, are really small.
I agree, and then there are things that are happening around us right now. Okay, we've got these riots going on all over the country or whatever, and everybody knows who's funding them. Nothing's stopping it. Then the other thing is, just recently the government is releasing all these videos about these not of our world craft.
Yeah.
Lord have
Flying
mercy.
around.
Boy, they picked a hell of a time to release that, didn't they?
Yeah.
What? Election year?
No, after COVID.
About what?
Yeah, after the COVID, it's like, okay, we have these
election
vehicles
year.
flying around.
Off-world vehicles, I believe is their term.
Yeah, off-world
Yeah.
vehicles.
No, but they're
Jetsons.
right before they. Oh, by the way, you know. By the way, we got aliens running around.
Remember these things that we said didn't exist for all these years? Yeah, we're saying.
We lied to you.
Yeah, we knew about it.
Well, that's pretty much a constant
We
right
cool,
now.
bro? We cool, bro?
Yeah, I kind of picked up and went off. I did Audible for a long time, but I found out that while I was listening to Audible, I'd be thinking about other things. So I wasn't really concentrating on the text or the information. And I've gone back to books, the printed word, and
You're so
not the
right.
Bible, but I mean a printed book. And Bill Cooper wrote this book called "Behold the Pale Horse" back in the 70s, and from everything I can understand, it was just fascinating. And he addresses a lot of this kind of stuff. And from everything I can figure out so far, he was executed by an FBI agent. You know?
Really?
Yeah. So I think a lot of this stuff has been suppressed. I mean, Roswell, all that. Okay, does anybody know what happened there or not? I don't know, but there were people at that time thought they knew what happened.
Well, there's a very valid argument for the fact that the American people just can't handle it. I mean, honestly, people, a person is smart, but people are stupid. We're seeing that going on all over the country right now. I mean, good God, these people can vote.
Well, they can.
I mean, it's frightening. It's absolutely frightening.
That's just the opposed. I mean, like, everybody's got their opinion. Everybody who has an opinion is always scared of somebody else's opinion. Everybody's got different opinions.
Yeah, but a lot of times they defy actual logic in reality.
I'm not saying they're not batshit crazy.
That someone who, if Luke decides that he's a woman tonight, we need to all acknowledge that Luke has changed his name and he's a woman. Right?
You're darn right.
LaQuisha.
I mean,
Pick a good name.
Lucy.
look, it
Lucy.
happens
How about Trixie?
all the time, man.
What
It
happens all the time?
People decide they want to change their gender and they quit.
Well,
losing.
where did they learn that shit?
They
Because
didn't
it's not
learn it from the
reality.
Bible. I mean, like there's people who believe in the Bible, and they live and breathe by it, and they fear the fire and the brimstone and all that. And then there's some people who do not believe in the Bible, and then when you don't believe in the Bible, your views and your images of the world change, man. And there are some nutty people out there, but
Well, basically, if your thought process is not focused around what is true, what's truth, then you can be strayed many different directions.
It's what you believe to be truth. Like a lot of people believe the truth is that the Bible's fake and there's no God, and then a lot of people believe that the truth is that the Bible's real. I mean, just everything is what you make of it. You know what I mean?
And you can also believe in the Bible, but also believe that when you die, you just go float on a cloud and worship God for eternity.
Well, I don't. Does it say you have to?
It is. I was thinking it was going to get cold, but the wind's kind of shifting.
Lay down.
Yeah.
You can kind of see, look at the moon on the water. That looks good.
So Micah was telling me about some kids seeing a big monkey eating out of a dumpster up here somewhere on the way over. Is that?
Oh, the 9-year-old? Yeah.
The one they interviewed.
Oh, yeah. Well, that
interviewed
was.
this
Let's
child.
Let's talk more about that.
Are you allowed to legally interview a minor?
Yeah.
Well, the parents were actually there. It happened on the north side of the highway, Highway 20. There's a boat ramp.
Okay, and relative to us, where is that?
North and east. No, north and west of here.
Okay.
Jeff and I went out there, but supposedly the story is the dad and the son was out fishing on the boat, and they came up on the boat ramp. And I saw this on Cryptid Brothers
Is it
investigations.
off this lake or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
same lake.
And it was after. It was in the evening, on after dark.
Yeah, it was after dark.
But there was a light over the dumpster.
Yeah.
During
But
the full moon.
I guess the dad was looking in the truck or something, and they'd already got the boat out of the water, and I guess the kid happened to be looking down towards the boat ramp, and he saw this big creature kind of come up out of the bushes and run underneath the light pole. And he got, as it went by the light pole, he got a good estimate of how tall it was because there was a sign mounted on the light pole. And then it ran by this dumpster, and then it ran into the woods. And supposedly this thing, according to the sign, was 10 foot tall.
Huh.
So, but then there was another sighting over here crossing Highway 20, that Wiley Pete guy. The what? Yeah, there was a trash bag in the road, and Sasquatch come running up, grabbed the trash bag off the road, and took off. You know, kind of like you think a black bear would or something.
Trash digger.
But yeah, and then there's, I guess they're out here, and then Jimmy and I don't know what Jimmy. What do you think? When we came out here last couple weeks ago,
What are you drinking?
Yeah.
Everybody's interested. What is this?
What is that?
Italian sparkling mineral water.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Well,
Well, anyway, but I just really got the feeling that we were being escorted out on our way out.
so I'll tell you something. I was looking at the map.
Well, what do you mean escorted out?
Well,
By who?
okay. Just let me tell the story. So, we kind of got back up in there. It was like 4.5 hours back into this camp area, and by the time we got there, I ain't gonna lie, I was exhausted. My arms were jello. Jimmy had the electric trolling motor and stuff, so I just beached and I was sitting there resting. And Jimmy was like, "Well, I'm gonna go around."
So you guys went by boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I was on my kayak and Jimmy was in his canoe. And so we went way up in there and I was exhausted. I was tired. Well, Jimmy went around to check and see, because there was some speculation as to whether or not the spot we were at was the campsite.
I was looking for a better camp.
He was looking for a better camp. And so he went on up around. Well, about the time Jimmy disappeared around the corner, on the other side of the river, well, I say river, on the other side of the creek, I could hear something big moving through, the woods. And at first I just thought, well, it's a deer or something. But it was breaking some pretty big sticks and making a lot of noise. So Jimmy finally comes back and we decide it's time to go. And he was nice enough to kind of give me a tow. Well, I'm just kind of hugged up against his canoe and we're trucking along using the trolling motor. It's real quiet. And all of a sudden, coming from behind us, I hear this, and I turned around, I looked at Jimmy, and Jimmy's looking at me, and I was like, "You heard that, right?" He's like, "Yeah." And it was a pretty deep growl, wasn't it?
Yeah, or something. But when I went around back behind on that fork in the river, I heard two separate, very loud branch breaking.
You could hear them too, huh?
It was really weird, but it was coming from it was like a crack. And it was like
something was taking laws and
it was like, but it happened like boom, one over here to the northwest, and then one over to like the southwest.
Well, the one it was directly east of me,
But-
right across the river, is one I was listening.
When we were headed out, we heard some more breaking of branches.
It was
and stuff.
almost like something was following us.
But you look at the map,
breaking
and there's
branches.
nothing around that area. There are some housing out there, but we weren't quite at that area. We were pretty far away, and probably half a mile or more from any home. But it was pretty weird. I couldn't explain it. It was pretty loud. And whenever I'll tell you what, we saw this cave-looking thing. We're headed upriver. We haven't even got to the point where we're turning around going back. We're still on our voyage up. And I saw like this cave-looking thing,
And this is on Hominy Creek?
yes.
Yep.
And as I'm going up Omni Creek, Brian's behind me. And I'm coming up around this bend. There's this bend, and the woods are looking pretty rocky and cavey looking, like there is some terrain. Like, you could see up, and you could tell, like the elevation, it was like way up
There
there.
were some cliffs.
And there were some cliffs, so I'm kind of really looking at it. And as I got
Probably
closer,
30 some odd feet.
I heard something breaking branches, like running back into the woods. So I'm getting closer and closer, and this was so weird. This is the weirdest part of that whole trip for me, is I kept hearing this clicking noise, and it was like,
I heard it too.
and it was so weird, but it was like, and I got closer and closer, and I was compelled, and I was like enchanted, and I didn't care, I wasn't scared, I was going straight for this noise.
I
And I'm
was
headed
staying
towards
in
the
the
bank.
water. I wasn't getting out.
And I thought, I'm curious. My mind's going so curious. I'm thinking, this has got to be the water or the waves trickling up against the shoreline, like cluck, 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 cluck,
It
cluck.
wasn't.
But it wasn't that. It was different from the water, kind of bloop, bloop, bloop,
It
bloop.
sounded like a mouth noise. Or
It
something.
really did. It had a hollow sound to it, like. And
It was more like that right there.
It really blew me away. And I didn't think, I got off the boat.
It was
I
nowhere
traipsed
near
back-
as deep as
I
those
traipsed
ones
back
we
in
heard
there.
at one time.
And the further I traipsed up in there, I got to this rock wall where it goes up literally like 30, 40 foot.
We are.
And like, all of a sudden, the clicking noise was coming from up there. And
Now, remember I hollered at you? I go,
and
is
it
that
was-
coming from above you?
It was above me at that point. And it was like, by the time we had got to land, and by the time I had got out of the canoe, and by the time I'd secured my canoe with a rope and made sure it wasn't going to drift off,
It was on top of
and
the cliffs.
it was up there, and I was like, it was really weird. And then we went up and we found that other cave type
Yeah.
area that I was really wanting to come, really
That'd be a
wanting
cool
to camp
place to
out.
camp.
It was an awesome little camp, but I think we had like 3 hammock spots that we could identify from the water.
Yeah. was
But-
pretty cool.
You know, from that point on, that cavey area on,
I could show
we
you on
heard
the map where it's
noises
at.
in the woods. But from
And then there was all the trees broken. Remember that?
yeah, so we basically approached this part of the river where I told Brian we're at this turn, and I said, okay, we're fixing to head upriver out of the Boar Creek arm. We're on Hominy Creek now, and I said, if we're gonna have any type of encounter, this is where it's gonna be, because this is solid woods on this side, solid woods on
Well,
this
and
side.
the woods
and they were like,
changed, remember?
it was like a peninsula coming this way, and then a peninsula going that way, and we're headed up the river in between these two peninsulas. And I was like, if anything's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. And then that's when that's where we saw the otters, that's where we saw the wildlife, that's where we saw the deer, that's where we
owl.
saw the owl, that's where we saw we didn't see any wildlife before that point. But then once we got into the thicket, there was a lot of wildlife, a lot of trees
The
knocked
type
over.
of trees changed, and that's where we started seeing the tree breaks.
Yeah,
And
it
guys,
was weird.
it's like it was really freaky because, like, the whole way up to this one point, we did not see any trees broken, just an occasional tree. But
That
we
was
get to
weird.
this one part, and all of a sudden, it's like there is 6, 8, 10-inch trees broken over 6, 8 foot in the air,
But
and most
They're
of
all-
them are pointed towards the water.
yeah, they're all pointed towards the water,
Mm-hmm.
away from land, like pointed towards shore.
I'm talking big trees, like bigger than you see on the videos
The
of
ones in South Plains that broke over, bigger than that.
bigger. Oh yeah, these were big ones, and some of them were fresh. Like you could see how white the wood still was.
Well,
and
they
everything.
had leaves on them.
Yeah, some of them had leaves.
They had leaves.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
There were multiple.
But guys, and here's the weird part: they were all on what was, I guess, the left side of the creek. All the trees on the right side were fine,
Yeah.
but all the ones on the left side, and I'm pretty sure that was some type of barrier marker.
Yeah, it was like a
Territory.
barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, a territory barrier. I don't know.
Jimmy had a good idea about going there during deer season, getting a deer and hanging it.
Sit around, and wait.
Well, just sit around and camp like it's normal deer camp. Ain't no thing to shoot one and string
Put
it
a
up in a
pork
tree.
chop around your neck. So.
Might as well. I
Yeah.
got some steak. That's what I'm tying around my. I'm sitting up
You
right
take a
now.
dead deer carcass, smear it with peanut butter, cover it in chocolate.
Which kind of peanut butter?
Creamy.
They don't like dark chocolate. They only like milk chocolate.
Milk chocolate. Oh.
My mother
Praying
sang the
mantises
other day,
falling from the sky.
Amazing Grace, how sweet this sound.
It's
Saved
creepy.
a wretch like me.
My cousin Scott down at the family farm got these pictures on the trail camera. And now you said that they were taken around the 1st of August or something, but I don't think the trail camera is set for the right date because it says January or something. But
Oh, you're right. That's say January.
but show these guys these pictures and you tell us what in the hell these are.
Dude, I can tell you right now. It's so hard to say. I want to say it, but I want to say I've skinned enough coons that's just a fucking raccoon.
But you-
no, I don't think it is.
It's just too weird.
It's
man.
almost gotta be like a damn llama.
Yeah, that was immediately.
But the
what I
ears
thought.
are not long enough.
They really aren't. Here. What do you think? Raccoon?
There's 3 photos.
But the flat head and then the shortness of the ears and the width of the ear. I mean, I skinned a lot of coon heads and that looks like a coon to me.
But didn't you say it's
It
that
don't
the
look
camera's mounted about 5 foot in the
It
air?
is. It
And
is.
it's there's no tree branches or nothing. Is it on a tree or is it on a post?
You know, I want to say because it's Scott, it's on a tree, but it may be on a T-post.
But he said that it was 5 foot in the air.
Yeah, he says it's 5 foot in the air. And I don't, he sent it to me in a group message between him and his buddy. He's got another buddy. And he's like, hey, Jimmy and what's your name, what do you think this is? And it's not like he was mocking the Sasquatch thing. He doesn't even really, know that
He doesn't know
that Brian's into Dog Man and nothing like that,
I think llamas have bigger ears,
Don't they?
longer.
Even if
do.
it was a baby llama.
It's a squirrel.
let's say it's one of them young ones.
We're also in Oklahoma. You don't have llamas running around in the wild,
Well, there is a lot of llamas in Oklahoma,
but they
and they do get out, and they breed like gophers. Like if you get 3 llamas,
There are llamas out at the ranch. Neighbors like
but
2
they
miles
breed
away.
like like rabbits, man. You just give it to
I've seen it. Have you seen them, Jeff? I posted them on
I'll throw it in the
Facebook.
fire if nobody wants it.
yeah, no, I don't know. Let me look at it again. It's kind of like, looks like a damn raccoon to me.
The
but-
curly hair is what
Yeah,
gets me.
it's woolly looking like it.
Yeah.
Llamas.
And then, most coons get that salt and pepper, or they have like a yellowback. They don't have it. It's not black like that. But then,
Oh.
the Hickson's got like, 30 dogs running around? What is that, poodle? Damn Hicksons and all their damn stray mutts.
Do they still have all those stray dogs running around?
I don't know. Maybe Scott shot
I haven't seen them in a long time.
I don't know if they got poor and quit feeding them, but hell, they were dumping a 50-pound sack a week outside for feeding all them damn wolves.
Well, there was a lot. But the hell, Jimmy, that was 15 years ago.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
10 years ago. I mean, 5 years ago.
that was 14 years ago.
It was a
Damn
long
it.
time ago.
No, it was
My
recent.
grandmother
I
told
got
me about this.
I got trail cameras of these 2 dogs, running through them on my camera that were part of their pack. And I see, hell, it was maybe 5-7 years ago. I saw 20 or 30 of them running a coyote like foxhounds out there. I thought I was in the middle of a damn fox hunt.
Man, although I will say this, though. Whatever that is, if it's a domestic dog or something along those lines, it literally would have to be standing up on its back legs to get that photo.
But think about it, a raccoon like that. And I've set a lot of trail cameras on trees and stuff. We always set them a couple. I mean, how is a raccoon actually going to get that pose? I mean, my back. So wherever it is, your camera's here, and then the back of it is,
Yeah,
I'd understand if it was a belly shot or whiskers or something. I'm crawling on the tree.
or remember that one shot we got of the raccoon's butthole? Remember that years ago down at Shell Lake? There was just one picture of a big old raccoon's butthole.
I've gone through, every time if you set it on Tri-Burst, you go through 6,000 photos every time on
I know.
a 32 gigabyte SD card. I mean, there's 6,000 some odd photos on there every time.
I don't know how the hell
I've
I
gone
afforded
through-
film back in the day.
I've gone through like 30, 40, 50,000 photos. I mean, I can't remember them all. I click on them.
It was definitely some interesting photos. I posted those 3 photos on Facebook, and I had some people comment on it. They thought it was pretty weird. A lot of people are, talking crap. A lot of people are interested.
On those photos?
Yeah.
I don't.
Snug as a bug in the rug. Got all cozied up in my hammock. Got plenty of stuff to keep me warm. I'm ready to go to sleep. Alright, see you guys in the morning. Nice ridge line. Looks like there's a lot of room in there. We'll go take a closer look. Well, it doesn't look like anything's been in here for a while. It's nothing big, but some small animal footprints. Very cool. Pretty high up here. Uh-oh. Well, you got your schmigagag. That'll keep you afloat. Look at that awesome sailboat. Look at these rocks. It's awesome. I love getting out here. Cool rock formations. Cool mustache. Here we go. Need a knee?
Well, if I was younger, I might get up in there.
I wouldn't take much once you got up there, yeah, but
Luke, you want to get in there?
see the wasp nest up there?
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one over there.
Yeah, they're all over here.
But it's probably the wrong time of year for them. Look down here.
Yeah.
See all these Indians writing their name up here.
In Krylon. This is awesome. One person could camp in here real comfy. On the ground. Yep, that's where we're at.
You covered your leavings, right?
What?
You covered your leavings, right?
We should never know.
I'm telling you, that's not always such a great idea. Sometimes it's a good idea to, like, maybe leave some white out so people know.
Yeah.
And I've got, I don't want to name any names, but we were playing a little game of hide and go seek.
Oh my God, this is a terrible story.
So earlier in the day, I found this cedar bush, and I was like, I'm gonna make me a place to go to the bathroom, and I cut out a little area, cut some limbs out of cedar, so it was kind of like a little John in there. So I had hunkered down in there and taken a crap, and kind of kicked some dirt on it, covered it up, Well, later that night, the kids were playing hide and go seek, and one of them went down the road and decided to step off the road, and they hid in that thing I cut out underneath this tree. And somebody went over there looking for them, and they laid down in the ground. And they're just, I'm talking wallering.
Rolling in it.
My shit. And it's almost like everybody needs to know where the damn latrine is. So when you're playing manhunt at night with boys,
Don't wallow around the ground.
you're not over there hunkered down in the
Designated hunkering spot. What I know and what I don't know. There's a
Northwest tribes that we're talking about it, or
well, a lot of the tribes that they're talking about this trading thing with the Squatches, they're the ones that I've heard of is mostly the ones up around Canada and right there on the border. And there's a lot of things that are spoken and a lot of things that are not. And they say they trade medicine, but what's entailed in that, I don't know, healing stuff. But I get the impression that this is not a common thing that happens today, that this is something that happened a long, long time ago. But a long time ago, it was very common. Now, a lot of tribes, they do not like the Sasquatches because they think they steal their women. And a lot of them think they steal their children or whatnot. But a lot of them actually, say that they actually trade goods. So I don't know. Maybe they trade knowledge for.
I don't know after his reaction. I don't know what's going on with the Indians.
My Comanche friend.
Well, now you ask her about dogmen.
Yeah.
You didn't ask about
Well,
Sasquatch.
I didn't even get that far into it.
No, you didn't mention dogmen. You just said, like unknown animals. What was the word?
I asked her about the Native Americans and their. I remember if I said mythology or I don't think that's the word I used.
Anyway, it was about like unknown beings,
Uh-huh.
and she got really nervous about it.
Hmm.
Like, yep, we know all about it, but we don't talk about it.
Hmm.
She was emphatic. She did not want to.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
she said we know all about them.
She said that they're all told the stories when they're young
Yeah.
about the different.
They learn about them.
Interesting. Well, and I think there's, from what I can tell, there's vast differences from tribe to tribe in the nature of their relationship. But at the same time, I think that these Sasquatch beings, people, are attracted to live close to almost all of them. I think they try to stay close to them. Because I think deep down, I think that they would much rather, if they were going to be seen by somebody, a human, I think they'd rather be seen by a Native American than a white person, because white people kill everything. That's how we do it. Oh, have you guys heard about our new nickname? The new nickname for white people is colonizers.
Okay.
I don't know. I kind of like it. Anyway. chef is running the flare, looking up into the woods, scanning for visitors. Well, this morning time, it's time to start getting everything packed up, break tent down, or I guess you can't call that a tent. Looks like James has already got his stuff broke down. Mr. X is working on his. It's kind of sad to pack up and leave, but I'm also ready to get home because I have a really, really comfortable bed. So, yeah, it's a wonderful looking morning. It got a little cold last night, but nothing we couldn't handle. Fortune favors the prepared.